Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Science Detective. I'm Scott Stevens.
I'm Richard Heaney.
And I'm Barb Slusser.
And we are
the Science
Detectives. Today we're going to discuss weaponry. Ooh.
I love weapons.
I hate 'em.
And 21st century weapons at that, because the warfare being fought in the 20th and the 19th century is a very, very different thing than what we're finding happening today. As we move into this new century where we've got a whole different kind of warfare unfolding ahead of us.
Yeah. You know what I want to do is I'd like to start out with how far we've advanced.
Muskets.
I mean, we muskets.
Hey, one-shot muskets.
That wasn't the first weapon.
Well, no.
Get your weapon.
Get my
Get your
weapon.
weapon.
I got my weapon.
Yeah.
All right, Richard.
Come on. Well,
He's always been wanting to club me. I mean, come on.
I'm out of this
Dangerous,
one. I am
dangerous.
not in the fight.
But I want to demonstrate, though, seriously. I mean, a small club like this, back in the days of Neanderthal man, caveman, I mean, this was very useful in knocking out your opponent or even animals.
We call it starting a fire.
Starting a fire.
That's what I would use it. Or putting the wiener in the hot dog and then the fire.
Totally
S'mores. That was not a Civil War deal.
And then, of course, we're talking, after that, they decided, hey, let's throw some rocks, hit your buddy in the head. And then came baseball.
Yeah, this is true. We use this to hit those in baseball.
And we had sports. So somehow we turned warfare into sports.
When you look at the timeline, you can hold your hands up and do one of those, right?
The timeline.
100 years.
Timeline is
It's
circular.
man starts
Yes.
here, man's today. If we were over here, you could take a needle, stick us over here. A needle would probably cover the last 100 years. Wouldn't you agree?
You mean the width of a needle or the length of
The
a
width
needle?
of the needle.
The width of
The width. Okay, if you stuck it in, in my finger,
Linear.
through the skin.
That
would cover-
Stick it in there. Speaking of weaponry.
But that would cover the last 100 years. I would
Are
believe
you
the time.
feisty today or
Oh,
what?
she's out to get
It's
somebody.
weaponry.
It is, isn't it?
But
This is energy weapon. True energy weapon.
better watch it.
Within
I've got a club.
Well,
And the thing is, in the last 100 years, if you look at how far we've advanced with our weapons, that to me is phenomenal.
Oh.
Just a regular pistol, you know.
it was the advent of electricity. That's what did it, because it allowed manufacturing.
Right.
It allowed, metallurgy to advance, mass production in the Model T, to the rifle, to the gun. The electricity really afforded a huge leap in weaponry. And then the next step is directed energy, and that's kind of where we think we're really we not think we're headed. That's where we are headed.
We are already
We're
there.
talking high energy weapons. Star Wars Interact. This is a video that we pulled off of YouTube. You guys can check it out. And so let's take a look at this.
The backstory is investigators, Iraqi investigators, American investigators going in after the Americans have rolled through the Republican Guard. And what they're finding is evidence of horrific weapons at play here. Bodies scorched and fried in metal slag and shrunk and boiled and flayed like a Nathan's
like
hot
a
dog.
hot dog in
Yeah.
a microwave.
Exactly.
basically.
Exactly. Anyway, let's take a look at this clip here.
The airport, where the mysterious weapon was used, along with the traces of fused metal still visible, and the irregularly sized ditches where the bodies were buried before they were exhumed. Just the head was burned, and the other parts of the bodies wasn't anything happened on it. Al-Ghazali reported that he had seen 3 passengers in a car, all dead, with their faces and teeth burned, the bodies intact, and no sign of projectiles. There were other inexplicable aspects. The terrain where the battle took place was dug up by the American military and replaced with other fresh earth. The bodies that were not hit by projectiles had shrunk to just slightly more than 1 meter in height.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Except that bodies...
This is not a pygmy army.
Most of them that become very small. It's like that. Something like that.
I want to pause that. Now, he's talking about right now shrinking bodies. How do you shrink a body?
Weight Watchers.
Wait.
Boil the liquids out of it.
Well, Well, as we met, how does the exoskeleton lose
Right.
50% of its size?
Yeah, it's
Lucky
either
biology.
head shrinkers, which is not,
Right.
or it's microwaves, which I think it is. Because if you take a piece of chicken and you stick it in the microwave, it vibrates the water molecules
Right.
at 2.4 gigahertz, vibrates them. The friction causes heat, and it evaporates out of the chicken, shrinking it down. And that might be what's going
And
on.
if you amplify that beyond that 2.4 gigahertz,
2.4.
2.4, 4.8,
multiples.
so on and so.
Multiples.
Yes, it'll vibrate many
Quickie.
more.
it would take one of us and reduce us pretty quickly too.
Now let's take a look at
Powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, powder, exactly.
Powder.
Let's take a look at the rest of this.
And 1 year later, we heard that this is update technology. They use a uniform like laser.
Okay, but he's talking about lasers. I want to cut to this next one. Do we have laser technology? Is it out there?
Of course we do.
Yes, we do.
Sure
But
we
is it
do.
on the scale?
And there we have it.
now that's cool.
And that's a green laser.
That's just a everyday simple little laser.
Laser,
Kids
available
play.
Radio Shack. Don't look at this in the eye. But light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation.
Right.
Laser.
Now, here's what the White House has to say about this type of weaponry. Does it exist?
The White House or the Pentagon?
Pentagon.
I'm sorry,
This is
Pentagon,
Pentagon.
yeah.
Players indicate a willingness to try weapons that have never been used before. And questions from the press about direct energy and microwave weapons make them visibly uncomfortable.
Those are the two most honest men in D.C.
The technology that you're developing to fight the war on terror, specifically directed energy and high-powered microwave technology. When do you envision that you can weaponize that
She's
kind
hot.
of technology?
Goodness,
It
goodness.
is in, for the most part, the kinds of things you're talking about are in very early stages. Do you want to give anything?
I love the way he
Medical,
passes.
medical,
let it go.
medical. They don't know what to say.
Yeah, he
They are
passes
early
quick.
stages and probably not ready for employment at this
Probably.
Probably
He
not,
knows
but we're
exactly
using
where they
it.
are.
The order of things, when you invest in research and development and begin a developmental project, you don't have any intention or expectations that one will use it.
Oh, sure.
That's a lie.
And the real world intervenes from time to time.
You don't invest without-
What the heck?
Something out that is still in the developmental stage, and you might use it. So if
Might
it's not, your question's not answerable.
He should end this with, as far as you know.
Depends on what happens in the future.
Look at his hand.
How well things move along the track, and whether or not someone feels it's appropriate to reach
The way
into
he
the development
clenches his
stage and
fists.
see if something might be useful, as was the case with the unmanned aerial vehicles.
But you know you're going to experiment.
Yeah, I think that's the point. And
She
I
asked a
think
good
that
question.
We have, I think, from the beginning of this conflict, I think General Franks has been very open to looking at new things if there are new things available. And
Things.
Has been willing to put them into the fight.
And what are those
Even
things?
before it's Wrung out, and I think that's,
Even though they've not been fully wrung out.
Of directed energy or high-powered microwave.
A little hot
Look,
under
the
the collar.
collar,
Yeah.
the
Hot under
collar.
the collar.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
let's-
Yeah.
Did you see those moves?
I mean, my gosh.
These two guys were so uncomfortable
Okay.
with that question.
I'm a scientist.
Who let her in?
Research.
Who let her in?
Yeah.
God forbid she asks us
What's
all
her
that
address?
question.
Let's follow her
Yeah,
home.
really. Research and
No.
development. No, I think let's take a look and put tons and tons of money into something we probably are never going to use. Yeah, right. Okay, we're going to research and develop this stuff because we know we're not going to use it. I mean, come on.
It just,
It's
where's the
ludicrous.
reason? Where's the common sense? You know,
There's no logic
no,
there.
there isn't.
No,
I mean,
no,
they
but-
couldn't
Well, there
speak-
isn't in a
Oh,
lie.
Well,
There
this
isn't in a
well, there
lie.
probably isn't much
First
in
and
the Pentagon.
foremost, if we have these advanced weapons, hey, great. I like science, and I think these are cool weapons. Okay, I'd like to know about them. I mean, I want to know that we're protected. I like to have laser weapons and microwaves to help protect us because that way you don't have shrapnel being blown all over the place, killing other folks. Maybe you could direct and just hit the guy you want.
The bad guy.
Maybe.
And depends on who you're classifying as bad guy. Remember, a lot of those things are tested elsewhere and brought home here
To work.
Yes.
to work
yes.
on us.
We've got to
Think
take a break.
Yeah, think about that for a moment. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, bud.